A video gone viral, 3.6 million views from a man named, what's his name? Actually, they don't have the video post here. It's not Rex Chapman. So Rex Chapman tweeted out this video of this guy who's walking around New York, fake crying, saying, it's so awful in New York. There's people everywhere having ice cream and going out for dinner. Oh no. He walks around for about a minute, showing a wealthier neighborhood in New York where people are having outdoor patio dining and enjoying ice cream at a shop called Big Gay Ice Cream. And he goes like, they're having ice cream. And then he pans a little bit and he goes, gay ice cream. And all these leftists, 26,900 retweets, 3.6 million views, are all laughing. New York is so great. Oh. And then here's what he does. At the end of the video, he's like fake crying. And then he goes, stop watching Fox News. You know what I say to this? Stop watching MSNBC. When I highlight the problems in New York, and somewhat for sure, fine, hyperbolically say that New York will eventually become like Escape from New York. What I'm talking about is the fact that there are very serious and real crimes happening, that people have been killed, that lethal crime is skyrocketing, that shootings are skyrocketing. And what these people do in their privilege is go into the wealthy and safe areas and go, everything is fine. I want to show you some photographs. I want to talk to you about what's really going on. Take a look at this image. I said, imagine. So here's a photo, and I'll describe it to those who are just listening. It's a picture on the right. You see a very, very beautiful pool. You see a what I believe is a basketball court. No, actually, it's not a basketball court. I don't know what that is. There's a tennis court. There's all of these beautiful rows of this luxury building where they all have pools on their balconies. Now, that's really impressive because that's heavy. You know, you're putting a pool in a balcony, that could be very heavy. You know, but these are well done, very luxurious. Just to the left of all of this is a wall, and on the other side is a favela. This is in Sao Paulo, Brazil. And this is why I've always been very big on class issues. These people on the left, the limousine liberal types, the liberal elite ivory tower people, don't care about social justice. They don't care about class issues. They care about making sure the peasants are appeased so they don't come and stage a revolt. It's one of the reasons I went down to Occupy Wall Street. I believe class issues are very serious. I believe that, while I do believe in capitalism, I'm more of a mixed economy kind of person where I think there's room for social programs so long as we have appropriate checks and balances. Right now, we don't. These programs basically run amok and cause lots of problems. But the point is, while this guy walks around and they're all laughing, while he mocks and belittles the plight of the poor because he's in a rich neighborhood, they don't understand what the world is really like. So I show you this image. Imagine, here's what I said, playing tennis here and posting a video about how Sao Paulo is fine and it's beautiful, and having other well-to-do liberals laughing and agreeing. I can't believe anybody would think favelas are bad and Sao Paulo has poverty because we're playing tennis and our infinity pool is right up there upon the roof. Meanwhile, tactical units are storming homes, there is no running water, and gangs control the area. Why? I've actually gone to Brazil and visited some of these favelas. And what did I find? In some, they've definitely been improving the standard of living for people who live here. They have very serious problems. And this is the narrative we are getting now from the left because they refuse to acknowledge they have run their cities into the ground. I think it's funny when people, I made a comment where I said red states are doing better than blue states. And then all of a sudden, people started taking arbitrary metrics to argue that I was wrong. I was specifically referring to the lockdown and whether or not people were able to go out and eat and how was GDP growth. Because the Sun Belt spike never happened. It was a blip and then it went away. But this is what you get. They will go to the wealthy areas, they will laugh and and ignore your plight. Here's another photo. This is amazing. I don't know exactly where this image is, but this image comes from, this is from Mexico City, actually. There we go. Here you can see here's the divider right in the middle. On the right, these photos truly fascinate me. Beautiful suburban living, wonderful little homes, their fancy little shapes. And then on the left, favelas, misshapen buildings built randomly. Poverty. Poverty exists. One of the reasons I've always had a problem with Democrats is because I grew up in Chicago and I understood this. The limousine liberal types. They claim to be on the left. They claim to care about the poor, but they didn't. They just used the poor and preyed upon their ignorance to get whatever they want. Welcome to New York City. Wild gunman hits an intended target, but stray bullet also wound man and woman in their third-floor Brooklyn apartment. Minding your own business in Brooklyn. What's that, good sir? Thank you for the tweet, Rex Chapman, where you walked around Manhattan, a wealthy area, and said, I don't understand why anyone would complain about New York City. Oh. Meanwhile, somebody minding their own business got shot. I got worse stories, man. I hate this stuff. 55% of businesses closed on Yelp have shut down for good during the coronavirus pandemic, July 22nd. Another 15,742 businesses listed on Yelp closed forever in just the past month. And you know what? Many of these are centralized in big Democrat urban centers. So they walk around mocking and laughing at the suffering around them. But so long as they're in the capital, why care about the districts? This reminds me of the Hunger Games, where you've probably seen it. If you haven't, there's all of these districts around the capital. The capital is wealthy and decadent, and as you move out, it becomes more and more impoverished. The closer there's District 1, I think there's 12 districts. The main character is in the further away district, where they're like a coal mining town. And when she actually goes to the capital and she's partying with the rich people, they're eating food and they're like, here, drink this. It'll make you vomit so you can eat more. These people did not understand the plight of the poor because they've not gone to these areas. They haven't witnessed it. So while they're sitting in their ivory towers going, can you believe what these people are saying about New York City? I haven't noticed any problems. Our infinity pool seems fully flush with water, and our delivery of out-of-season fruits and vegetables came from the delivery man just this morning. And then their friend goes, yes, I believe these people screaming down below must be incorrect. Now, I'll tell you what my problems with the left today. I believe class issues are serious problems. I lean slightly left, and the reason for it is I do believe we can do better cooperatively to improve the standard of living, and I do believe wealth inequality is a problem because it can destabilize a country. However, I do believe in meritocracy. I just think I like the idea of helping people reach the point of opportunity if they, and then it's pass or fail. If you can't succeed, I don't know what else we do for you. So I'm all about, here's the way to describe it. They say, if you feed a man a fish, you feed him for a day. But if you teach a man to fish, you feed him for the rest of his life. So what if we put together a program to teach people to fish? We're not giving them the fish. We're saying, here's how you do it. Here's the fishing pole. Go do it. Now it's on you. That's why I lean left. I think we can do things like this. The problem is the modern left has adopted fringe racist ideology. And now you have your choice between conservatism and Trump or cult-like racist dogma. And where do I find myself? As a traditional liberal, looking to New York and seeing them mock the plight of the poor. But you know what they've done that's been very clever? I love it. They've convinced many of these people that the multimillionaire black woman is more oppressed than the impoverished homeless white person. Think about that. That's truly incredible. You know, I do think there's some merit to the general ideas of privilege. Of course, some people have a leg up and some people don't. If you're born rich, then you will have money to do what you want. But I think in many ways that could be a disadvantage too. But sure, there are privileges. Attractive people tend to get by easier than ugly people, taller people, fit people. Some of these things you can earn, some of these things you can't. Ultimately, you have to figure out how to navigate the system to survive. I believe that we can help teach people. With proper checks and balances, we can have real social programs to maximize people's opportunities while minimizing this, dependence upon a system. I don't want to create a system where we just hand out fish all day. I want to create a system where we hand out fishing poles, sort of. Teach people how to make their own fishing pole, I guess, right? Ultimately, though, we're not going to be able to solve this problem so long as the rich, snooty liberal elites, the well-to-do progressives who are pushing all of this mock and laugh as they walk around their wealthy neighborhoods. But you know what? I think it's by design. I'm reminded of this comic. It's very funny. It's a very fancy looking room, and you see a man sitting at a desk. There's people there's a window, a big window, and on this side you see the Occupy Wall Street protesters. One person's holding up a sign saying, tax the rich, Occupy Wall Street. And the man sitting at the desk on the phone says, with a smirk, introduce them to identity politics. And there it is. The reason why this man in New York, let me show you this video. The reason why this guy is probably doing this, where he laughs and mocks the idea the city is suffering, is because he doesn't want you to change the system that's made him wealthy and powerful. He doesn't want you to come after the fact that he is benefiting from the collapse while you are suffering. So he wants to make sure that all of his tribalists just see this fictional picture of what's really going on. But what happens when you zoom out? When you zoom out, you see that across the city, lethal crime has been increasing and people are suffering outside of these wealthy areas. You see the images where the wealthy are isolated saying, don't let the peasants get wind of what's really going on. I believe Donald Trump really is upending that system. I believe he's a populist, and I think he's actively trying to increase the standard of living by bringing back manufacturing, helping people get jobs, and helping minority communities. The left isn't doing that. They're pushing racist policies to defend their wealth and privilege. And I'll tell you something, man. It means a lot. Donald Trump's net worth has been on the decline since he became president. He's losing money by being president. Yet they would accuse him of not wanting to be president. Michael Moore claimed he only ran because Gwen Stefani was getting paid more money. Right now, there's this ridiculous narrative from Michael Cohen that Trump was just trying to do a branding deal and oops, he won the presidency. Trump registered Make America Great Again in 2012, 4 years before he actually got elected. Yet they would claim that it was all a big accident, that on at the end of 2014, he was like, I got to figure out how to make money. It's lies. I think Trump's got serious character defects that hurt him very much so. But I think I am sick and tired of these snooty elites, and they don't care about what's really happening in their city. They don't care that a dad was with his 7-year-old daughter when he got shot and killed in broad daylight. They don't care that happened because where they are in their wealthy enclave, everything's fine. We're having big gay ice cream. I appreciate that some of those businesses are succeeding. And I love the idea that people can celebrate and have nice things, be it ice cream or, the big gay ice cream shop. It sounds nice. It sounds lovely. I don't mean to disparage any of those businesses or these neighborhoods, but I am critical of these liberal elites who mock the poor and actual marginalized communities who may be suffering because they're doing well. I'll leave it there. Next segment's coming up tomorrow at 10 a.m. Thanks for hanging out, and I will see you all next time.